All right, good morning. I'm going to do some notes today that I'm going to use a bit of a PowerPoint for. So I'm going to see if I can get this to work like I want it to. So we're talking about retirement, right? Let me see if I can. Sorry. Okay. So I was looking around and finding some stuff I wanted to share with you. So we did that little thing where you saw how long it took to get to $1 million and that it only took a short, only to 21 days before you were getting $1 million plus all the money you got before that. And just we've been talking about how important it is to start saving early. So I found this chart and I thought it was pretty cool. So we've got these two people, Emily and Dave. So Emily is the blue and Dave is the red. So we have when Emily is 25, she starts putting $200 a month into a retirement account with an estimated 6% rate of return. So that's a lot of words, but it just a 6% rate of return is about normal for what you would expect your money to get. So at 25, Emily starts putting money in. So this is representing her age. And at 25, she starts putting her money in and it starts to grow. We've got this guy, Dave. He waits until he's 35. So he's like, I don't have enough money. He waits, and at 35, he starts putting in the same amount of money. Both of them put in $200 every month until they retire when they're 65. By the time they're 65, check out the difference. Emily has put in $96,000 while Dave has put in $72,000. Okay, that makes sense because she has 10 years more of contributing than Dave does. But look at the difference. Emily's money, it has grown to $400,000. Dave only has $200,000. See how important that is? The amount they contributed is right here, 96,000 and 72,000. That's only 72, 82. That's only $24,000 of difference in what they put in. But by the end, she has 200,000 more dollars than Dave. So she only put in, what did I already say? 72, 82. She only put in 22,000 more dollars, but she has grown to having 200,000 more dollars. That is huge. That's a huge example of how putting in money early gets you so much more. So if you can start, pardon me, when you're 18, if you're 18 now, start putting money in, even if it's not $200 a month, because that might be way out of what you can do. You're still a student. Put in $50 a month, $20 a month. Just start it. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. But just start and you'll be in a much better position than you could possibly imagine by the time you retire. Okay, so that was the first thing. But the thing I really wanted to tell you about is there are 4 different retirement plans. So we're going to talk about what the differences are between each. These are the 4. So the first one's called a 401k. You've probably heard of that before. You've got a 403b. You've got a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA. Today, we're going to just talk about the 401k. And then tomorrow, we'll talk about the remaining 3. So today, just a 401k. So let's talk about that a little bit. What is a 401k? So this is the most common type of retirement plan. Most companies offer this plan to their employees. So one thing, there's a couple things that are really cool about it. One thing that is really, really cool is down here. Oops. When you have a 401k, money gets taken out of your paycheck and put into this investment opportunity. But when you work, let's say you work for, I don't know, an engineering firm, your employer will match the amount of money that you put in. So let's say go back to Dave and Emily. Let's say Emily's putting in $200 and Dave's like, I can't afford that, but my company will match it. I have a 401k. If he puts in 100, his company will also put in 100. So now he'd be putting in $200. It's huge. So employers often match a certain percentage of the employee's contribution to the plan. It's like getting free money. It really is. It's amazing. So let's say I put in $300 a month. My company would also put in $300 a month for me. There's a cap. They're not going to put it in necessarily, one for one, but still, it's a huge advantage. So these plans, these 401ks also give you huge tax breaks. So your contributions lower your taxable income. Oh my gosh, we talked about taxable income. That the money gets taken out of your paycheck to put into the 401k, bringing your paycheck amount down. So your taxable income is less. So you will pay less taxes. That's huge. Also, your investment gains grow tax deferred. That doesn't mean you'll never pay taxes on it. It just means you don't pay any taxes on that income until you take it out when you retire. So you don't have to worry about like, oh my gosh, I'm making money in my 401k. Do I have to pay taxes on that? Nope, not until you retire. And at that point, you're using that money. So it just doesn't really affect you the way it would otherwise. Okay, so that's general information about a 401k. Now, in addition, you're going to be looking at this. I have this sheet posted in Classroom. Okay, you're going to need to read through this Common Retirement Savings Plan. So this is the information about the 401k. I'll have this page in Classroom so that you can see it. You're going to be answering questions that I also have in Classroom, and all of the questions can be answered through this section. So based on what I said, and then you're going to have to read this to answer the questions. These are the questions. What are the 4 common types of retirement plans? We already talked about that in the PowerPoint. What are they all designed to help you do? With a 401k, who determines how much you place in your account? Why is a 401k plan an easy way to save? What break does it give you? What do you not pay taxes on as long as you keep your money in it? What may an employer offer to employees with a 401k? And what are 2 restrictions? So I haven't talked about all of those answers yet. Some of them are within this article. So read this article, answer those questions, and hopefully that'll give you some good information on what the 401k plan is all about. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get out of this and stop.